Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Meat Grinder Coach's Corner. Joining us this week, his team is undefeated going into a pretty big game with two-time defending Class SS champion Barlow. He is in Class M. We've been waiting a long time for them to get back onto the national, the statewide stage. It is Bryan Muller of Brookfield. Welcome to the Muller Report.
Thanks, fellas. I appreciate you having me on today.
Well, I mean, we were trying to have you on for years, but we couldn't get Brookfield, enough wins to make it make it worth your while. But
we're trying.
I remember last year what's that?
So throwing the ball too much.
Oh, right, yeah. You last year I looked at your line. I looked at Brian's line, and I was like, "Oh man, if they throw the ball, it'll be the death of them." I mean, look at these guys; they're dudes all up and down the line, and there were some flashes of brilliance. There was that almost knocked off Notre Dame, if you recall. I'm sure you don't want to. There's some calls in that game that went against you, but this year a whole new different story. Now, granted. It was kind of a slow burn, but once you got to the spotlight, you guys delivered, in that 21-0 victory over Benel that I attended. And, I haven't seen you since, but now you got into a big section of the schedule. How you doing? Welcome aboard. And how the guys doing heading into the final month?
Yeah, I mean, we're good. And, this was, like I said, last year, we had some opportunities and, we got a lot of guys returning this year, and we just we needed to learn how to finish last year, and that ultimately, kind of stopped us from being a little bit, having a better record than we did. But those guys learned from our mistakes. We talked about it a lot, and it's a lot of painful bus rides home, and we just kind of all sat down and said, this is what it takes, and. If we can learn how to close out games and not allow, other teams to get back in and finish things off, then we're going to be in good shape. And, we did that the first half of the season. And, obviously getting into that Benel game there, was a big opportunity for us. And, we had a lot to prove, to ourselves and in the locker room that day. We lost a close one of those guys, 2 points last year. Again, just, failure to close out. And, so we're getting ready. We know Barlow, always a tough game. TJ does a great job over there with those guys, a triple option. Doesn't take much for them to get rolling. And, we're looking forward to the challenge again. For us, it's just trying to prove to ourselves and see where we are each week and, how good we can be each week. So, we're looking forward to it.
What did you from last year to this year, personnel-wise? You had a pretty good. You must have known you had a pretty good group coming back. What really kind of tied it together for you?
Really, I mean, we had Thad. He was our quarterback. We kind of went with two quarterbacks last year. We had Shane Weber, outstanding basketball player, great athlete here at Brookfield. He was a quarterback. We had Thad. He was our quarterback, tight end, middle linebacker. We knew he was going to be, the quarterback this year, so we wanted to get him some time, but we also needed to fill in that linebacker, tight end spot, for us last year, for us to really compete. And, Thad's a 6'3", 200-pound strong kid. He filled that role in for us. But like I said, it wasn't really so much, the pieces. It was really just learning how to win. We were young. We lost a couple of good linemen last year, and Curtis Forcier and Brendan Longworth and Joe Facillo. Those guys were good. They kind of helped pave the way for us this year. And, we had a couple of kids returning, Nate Kennedy, Robbie Good, Ethan Chaber. I know we had some young kids step up, but like I said, the biggest thing was just learning how to win. And we had some tough goes, man, and there wasn't many games on the schedule that, we were competing in. we were lucky enough to get 1 or 2 wins there a couple of years. We got 4 wins. Then we went into 6. So, just it's a process, and the kids bought into it. And I told them at one point, it's tough, man. It's 2 wins, 2-8.
Yeah.
But, just trust me, stick with it. We're going to, one day we'll stand here and, we're going to be on the other side of these, and they're just believing.
Well, Coach, it took you like a long time. Like you remember you took over for a long time, Coach Rich Angarano, who you coached with for a long time. You were his, you were on a team that he coached before he became the head coach. You won the state championship at Brookfield. You were a Brookfield guy. So when you took over from everyone thought it was going to be you, when you took over for him in 2019, it just didn't happen right away. And then we had a pandemic, and then it's taken a long time for Brookfield. It used to be year in, year out. You guys were competitive and playing for state championships and winning state championships. What happened there, and how frustrating was it for you to be like, oh man, what do I got to do here? I know we still got it here. It's just, what happened?
Yeah. So listen, anytime you take over after a guy like Coach A and the success he's had, right, that always comes with some issues, right? It's never, seamless transition. But, so that year, his last year was a 2018. We ended up losing to Berlin there in the quarterfinals. So we graduated 27 seniors that year.
Oh, so he left you with a whole new team, right?
That 2019 year, I had one guy, Adam Frame, our left tackle. He was the only guy who played varsity the year before. So we took over. We had a whole bunch of juniors, essentially that we're filling those spots, and we took our lumps. We had a tough schedule. I think we had Killingly, Sheehan.
Oh yeah, that was the first big alliance schedule.
Yeah, we got everybody. North Haven, I think, came to us that year too. So we took it, and those guys, that was going to be a good team. That they had some real athletes. We had some good linemen in there. Just needed to get some experience. Obviously, then the pandemic happened. Those guys didn't get to play. So then, coming out of the pandemic, we had a bunch of sophomores who really hadn't played yet, but were great athletes. We weren't very strong, for a couple of years. So we lost the ability to lift as a team for pretty much one more year than everybody else, just kind of due to our facilities. So it wasn't until these guys, basically their freshman to sophomore year, the senior group that I got now, where we actually could get in the weight room together as a whole team. We had a couple guys that were strong, but we didn't have the strength that we have now, lifting together. And, we always had good athletes. We just, we either had really good skill guys, and we had some guys on the line that were new, were coming out of position. I had a fullback that I made a center 1 year. We didn't have that. We just didn't have those pieces. Then we got a line, and then we were a little thin in some skill position. We didn't have all the running backs to get into the bone. So it was just kind of back and forth. And, then these guys were, like I said, were freshmen. I started pulling them up late in their freshman year, letting them travel and come with us and practice. And, these guys really just kind of bought in and listened to what, my staff and what we were trying to, kind of push through to them. And the biggest difference really is just our strength. It's one of the strongest teams that I've been around in the 23 years that I've been here in Brookfield. And,
it certainly looks like it, man. I mean, I saw you guys pushing Brunel up and down the field. And Pete, you want to jump in here, but it's, obviously how does it feel good to get back into it now? Nah, it's like, all right, Brookfield's back. Feels good.
Yeah, it does, man. I've been around a lot of good teams, and the excitement and the day in and day out, the grind, and it's good, man. I just wouldn't have it any other way, but it definitely feels good.
Tell me a little bit, some of you guys. You talked about Thad Ballsy a little bit. I mean, they got a pretty good athletic family, but obviously the one guy I was really interested in seeing, because we talked so much about him, was Michael Walter, who, the game I saw, Brunel really tried hard to make him a non-factor. But then the guy I ended up getting a really good look at was Chase Sylvia, who's just, I mean, I look back at the film, he played even better than I thought. He was in on every tackle. I mean, tell me about Mike. He's going to go play at Columbia. He thought about maybe going, but he decided to stick around.
Yeah, I mean, Michael's a heck of an athlete. One of the best that we've had in Brookfield. He's right up there with a lot of them. I mean, we can put him really anywhere. If we wanted to play tackle, he would be probably an all-state tackle. He's just that versatile. He's got great hands. But there's no big hidden secret to Mike. He's just, he's 100% character. He's our captain. He's the first guy down there after any game. He rushed for 200 yards. He's picking up the pylons, the minute we break from the center of the field. He's just a hardworking guy. He shows up. He's not very vocal. He just says what he needs to say. But he leads by example. And, he's got a little bit something to prove. He'd been banged up a little bit last year, kind of dealt with some back issues that were hampering him. I ended up missing around 3 games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he didn't get a full season. He played that Benell game, was a little banged up last year. And, Ty does a good job. He likes to find your dude and come after him, So, he was focused on him and stopping him. And, Michael had a tough game that year too. And then going to this year, right? I mean, again, the focus wherever Michael went, there was 3 or 4 guys running away, but that gave us an opportunity to show some other guys. Ackerley and Thad had a great game running there. Kind of gave us the middle. And we were just able to keep the ball out of their hands and not, give them any opportunities to get excited about what was going on. So, we just decided to, buckle up and tighten up the straps and just go toe to toe for a little bit, and kind of grind that game out. And,
tell me about Chase.
That and Chase, man. Yeah. 2 juniors, even Matt Ackerley, right? Those are 3 juniors we got coming back. That's our linebacking core.
Yeah.
Chase is just a, very smart kid. Again, one of the things that, keys to our success here is our character, man. These kids are all character kids, great kids on and off the field, take their academics seriously, take their studying of football seriously. And Chase, very instinctive. He does some things that you can't coach. He sees it. He studies his opponents. He's always, one of the big guys on the film. When I look at film and who's watching it, he's always one of the top 5, and he knows when linemen move certain ways, he knows where the ball's going and he hits holes, and fills. He's a strong kid. So it's really, he's one of those kids I've really been excited about watching him grow. He was a little bit undersized his freshman and sophomore year. But he's again, strong kid. I'm really excited about, how well he's performed this year. He's 10, 11, 12, 13 tackles a game.
Yeah.
Multiple, tackle for losses. He's always around the football.
Yeah. And your O-line, I mean, you said you lost some dudes, but there's some big boys up front. I think that's one of the first things that people say, like, oh my God, they got some guys. How about your guys up front who really made, really kind of moved the ball well against Benell?
Yeah. So we, that whole line's kind of anchored up with Nate Kennedy. Nice. 3-year starter. Again, just a great all-around kid. Huge character. His freshman year, he couldn't snap. I remember trying to teach him how to snap, and that ball was everywhere. And I'd come out of the office, and he'd be down on the practice field with his dad, just continuing to snap, after practice. So right there, I knew that was a kid I needed to build a line around. So he anchors that. He's 6'2", 275, 280. He's the strongest kid on our team by far. He's well into the 1,000-pound club with his lifts. And then we moved Ethan Chaber. He started last year for us at right guard. He's our left tackle. Another senior, so 2-year starter there for him. Again, just a real smart, kid, works hard, good feet. And let's see who else we have. Robert Good. He didn't play offense for us last year. He was our D tackle last year, which is good. He's 6'5", 300. He's going to RPI.
No, nice.
Yeah, so he's going to go there, and he just caves down walls, man. He just
I love that term, cave down.
Oh, geez, he just crushes down the side. He's just extremely strong, physical. Again, really high academic guy, obviously. So yeah, we got Mason Heck Jr., just again a real physical, strong kid. And I'm glad I'm going to have him around because everybody else is seniors. So he'll be back next year for us, but he's done a great job. And then the right guard is Logan Lavery. Another kid I'm really proud of his growth. He stepped in this year and from day one just wowed me. He's been slowly coming along, and we were kind of looking to fill that position, and we were wondering who it would be. It was kind of three guys, but by the second practice, there was no doubt that it was him. We lost him for a couple of weeks in the law game. I got rolled up on, and we didn't miss a beat, but it definitely we missed him in those next couple of games, just in our consistency.
Right. Well, I mean, when I went up there, Pete, I was surprised. I walked in and I saw up on the banners Lutris and Drysdale, and I saw Coach A's thing up there. So I missed Coach A, and all of a sudden he comes out of this scrum of coaches, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing here? What's happening? He goes, oh, I couldn't stay away. I live down the street. I chip in a few times. I'm not here to step on any toes. I just want to, lend my expertise wherever they need me. I sit up in the booth, and I'm like, all right, you don't have to explain to me. But it was really nice seeing him again. And what's it been like? I guess, I'm sure he stayed away for a while, but you can't keep a good coach down, right? What's it like to have Coach A around? All the kids are hugging him after the game.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, no, listen, Coach, he never really left. He's always been there. Obviously COVID was a little bit of an issue in terms of just getting back. But once we got back playing, he comes to every game and, pops in a couple of practices here and there. And, I still talk to him probably 2-3 times a week, just catching up and, kind of seeing what's going on. He catches up with the team. He's always involved in our, off-season weight program. He's always up there helping us, collect our data and kind of getting to know the kids. But, listen, the guy, he's got so much football knowledge, how do you not want that around you, like I said, I've known him for, a good portion of my life. And, I don't know football without him.
Yeah.
He gave me my first opportunity and I came home from college and, there's a good story behind that and, we'll leave it there. But, he looked at me, he says, if you want to come coach, come back tomorrow. And, the rest was history. I was a volunteer and, he saw something in me and gave me an opportunity. And,
he said that you guys are all glad to see him, but he stayed in the press box because he didn't want to bump into any refs.
Yes.
They would have had me thrown out immediately.
I can tell you he's gotten me more penalties than I've gotten him penalties.
What is it? Is it like psychological or is he just screaming in their ears?
A little bit of both. It's hard to keep a football guy quiet right on the sideline. And there are a couple stories come to mind there, and I'm sure he'll kill me for saying them. I think we're down at East Haven. I don't know, 2021 maybe. He's complaining about some call. He sticks his arm out and the ref's running by and clotheslines him, right? Just
that's the story. Yeah.
Right off his feet, And then we're down in the other one. We're down in Bunnell, and he's on the sideline yelling, and ref comes over and he's like, "Get that guy out of here! You need." And he stops mid sentence. Is that you, Rich? Ah, damn it! Get out of here! So anytime he goes to Bunnell, he almost gets himself thrown out of the state. So.
Yeah. Oh well, the good news is you're not too far away to sneak back into the state. So
yeah. So we got him up. We got him up in the booth, and him on the headset, and he's watching and
Is he watching film with you guys, like finding Benel's little weakness there, or
he's involved. He's involved. I got him doing some stuff, and he helps us out and do some advanced scouting and all those good things. And just again, guy's got so much knowledge, and he wants to keep giving back. And obviously, I welcome that, and he knows everybody. We're the one thing I don't know every team in the state, but I can say one thing that's always been true about Brookfield, and what I always felt makes Brookfield special is we're all Brookfield guys. There's nobody on our staff who's not a Brookfield guy,
Wow.
So you've either played for Brookfield or you had a kid who's played for Brookfield, but there isn't one single person who doesn't have a Brookfield tie on our staff. It's been that way.
Any reason? Or it's just the way you want it, or
just the way we want it, right? It's and the kids understand it. It's more than football for us. It's about our community. It's about us. We understand, the history, behind the program, and we like to give that to the kids. And they feel they feel all the past players, and there's just a fraternity of guys here, and it's special, and it's just always been the way, and we have a guy, new coach this year, Andrew Consavo. He didn't go to Brookfield, but if you know anything about Brookfield, the Consavo name, is a huge name here in Brookfield. Mick, defensive coordinator for years. Skip Consavo was our special teams coordinator here for years under Tom and Rich, and then his father, Bryan Muller, was the freshman coach in the 90s when we started going. So, Andrew came and said, I'd love to, kind of get on the sidelines. And, so he's the only one that's not technically from Brookfield, but he's a product of Brookfield, and he does a great job too. So,
Coach, you guys talk about this history and the lineage, and it wasn't that long ago that Brookfield went to 3 straight state finals, winning 2. When you talk about the team needing to learn how to win and this group needing to learn to be able to go out and do that, you were there. Obviously, Coach A was there. A lot of Brookfield guys, like you just said. Do you ever point to those teams and kind of like, hey, this isn't new. This wouldn't we should be good, but we can be good. We expect excellence. This is a football program instead of trying to build an up and comer. Not even 10 years ago, you guys were doing this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We have all that film, and we show the guys our film when we're doing our installs and stuff like that. We're always clipping up teams from the 14, 15, 16, the Bobby Drysdale years, the 08 years. We got film, and we're showing them, hey, this is how we do it. This is how these teams did it. And, and then we have our Circle of Excellence dinner and our Hall of Fame. And, I bring all the seniors to that every year, the Hall of Fame dinner. And it's a great opportunity for them to get in front of all the, the great past players that we've had here, coaches, players, and, they all take the time to go and talk to the kids and, kind of talk to them about what football's meant. And, we have some, kind of traditions that have been going on a long time here, and we all do them as a unit, so we're getting guys from the 70s all the way to 2023 here. We had it, early September this year, about 100, 150 guys, and, we all get in the same room and chop it up for a little bit. And the kids really kind of mean something when they walk out of there. That's when they really know kind of the history of Brookfield and what Brookfield football has done for all those past players. And, again, I just want to continue and keep that tradition going alive. Coach Taylor obviously started it with me, and, Coach A then came in, and now it's me. So, the consistency here is one of the things that, we really pride ourselves on.
Was there a moment last year when you kind of clicked for you guys to be like, all right, hey, You had the 1-9 year, you had the 2-8 year, you had a 4-6 year, but last year the 6-4. Was there a moment, a game where you guys were like, "Hey, like, okay, we're doing what we need to do to win these games"?
Yeah, I don't think there was a particular, kind of game that really, stood out. Obviously that Benell game, we had an opportunity going into half. We were up. We made a mistake and they capitalized on it as every good team's going to. And we were playing catch up the rest of the way and we just couldn't get back. And as much as that hurt, right, that message is, listen, we're here. We talked about it. We're here. We can do it. We just got to find those ways. And then we go into Notre Dame, again, just kind of battled, a couple penalties, whatever. It's part of the game, whether we agree with them or not.
I was there. Yeah. I was there. I don't think he was down, but I was there.
We're not changing. We had an opportunity that last drive, to kind of, get a first down and maybe go in, potentially go and score there at the end of the game. We felt like we had kind of worn them down and momentum was on our favor. And, again, just kind of fell short. I mean, literally, so again, it was just, listen, we're here. And, these are, these games of adversity, these games where we make little mistakes, we got to learn from them. I mean, we were down 20, 21 points maybe at halftime, if I remember, 14. I just said, I don't care whatever we do. Let's just turn this into a game. Just do whatever you can just to turn this into a game, one play at a time. Do that and give us a chance to be in this game and something's going to happen. And, we came out and, we got right back into it. But, again, they're high school kids. They got to, little things matter. And, that's what we learned. And that was, I don't know if we would be here if we didn't have those losses last year, those tough ones, because that really solidified our mindset. I'm a big mindset guy. I talk to the kids about it a lot, that, like I said, those losses really fed into what we needed to do for this year to be successful. I mean, looking at our schedule, we knew that this, coming around to Bend was going to be a tough one. And we're here and we're sitting in a good spot. And, we're still looking to get better. And that's what I love about this group. No matter how well we played the last week, it don't matter. We got another opportunity to prove to ourselves that we can be better. So
this is a stretch coming up. You got Barlow and you got Masick, which Brookfield Masick games over the years have just been, I don't remember, off the charts. It's always like, Masick doesn't have very many peers, but I can't say Brookfield isn't one of them, So, I mean, there was that famous, the famous 09 year. And, there's been some great games over the years. 08, I think, or was it? It was 08, right?
08.
Oh, with the Twins and just.
Yeah. 08, 15, we went in there. That was the first game of the season, 2015. And
that's right. So it's been, you guys had, but that's coming up. Nice to see that one again. Obviously, the big one, though. I mean, when was the last time Bethel was good and Brookfield was good? It's been like 10 years, right? That's gonna be a fun game on Thanksgiving Eve.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, Coach Tarantino's doing a good job over there. Once Bethel's always had a good program. That it's a rivalry game, and you just never know with those games, man. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Records go out the window.
I've been to a few of them.
But he's done a nice job. He's got them going, and I knew he would. So we got to get there. We got to get through Barlow this week. Like you said, I mean, we got Masick, which, obviously it's going to be a tough road. Good game. We had a good game with them last year. Another game we couldn't finish. We were up with them, I think 2 minutes to go in the game, and just we couldn't seal the deal there. And they did a nice job. It was a wacky week for them. They did a good job getting in there and doing what they needed to do. So, listen, we're looking forward to the challenge, and we got to prove something to ourselves. And
we just mentioned a whole bunch of SWC teams, and when I texted you to come on the show, one of the things we wanted to talk about was what is going on in the SWC this year, because obviously great teams. I mean, you guys are playing a 2-time defending state champion on Friday, and we're not even talking about them right now, right? Because Newtown 7-0, Brookfield 7-0, Massac 6-1, Bunnell 6-1, Bethel 6-1, right? But Newtown hasn't gotten really into that mix yet. You guys beat Bunnell, who beat Massac. Right, and it's just this like cluster of SWC chaos. It's a circle. It's like, well, Newtown's probably going to beat Bunnell this week because that's just what's going to happen.
Sure.
In the SWC, everyone's going to beat everybody at least once. It feels like.
Yeah. I mean, listen, 22nd, 23rd year here in the SWC. There's a lot of good football here, man. There's a lot of good coaches. We got a lot of coaches that have been, in the SWC for a long time. One way or another. You got Coach Christie. He's been, around Massac for a long time. And, Coach Ty's been, Bunnell, he's been around now. We came in together, doing great things over there in Bunnell. Coach Cavalieri, Stratford, he's been around and, and Taratino from, been in Newtown for all those years. So, listen, it's just, we're good. We're a good league. We play a lot of good football here.
Won a lot of championships.
We're kind of like the little brother to the FCX, sitting kind of, some are here. We're kind of,
I forget that.
How that all kind of fits in. But, listen, I mean, year in and year out, my memory goes a little bit, but I got to say in the last probably 10 years, 6 or 7 of those 10 years got at least 1 or 2 SWC teams in it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a year like this though, where it's like, you think Massac comes off the win against New Canaan, you're like, oh, here's the toast of the SWC. No, they lose to Bunnell. Oh, here comes Ty, brick by brick, they put it together. Oh, Brookfield shuts them out.
Yeah, no.
No, I know. I know exactly what year that was. I was told 2008. That was the famous Pete. I'm going to tell Pete that he wasn't around. That was the famous Brookfield beat Massac. Massac, who they beat? They beat, and then I got the.
We were in it together. They beat Newtown. That was a big game for them.
Massac beat Newtown at the end. Yeah. But you guys beat. Let's see here. You lost to Newtown 34-3.
Yep.
Right in early November.
Yeah.
And then you play the SWC championship, which is no longer around. And that was one of the first years. They used to do 2 division, but then they did it by ranking from like 04 on. And Newtown lost to Brookfield. And then it became, well, who's the best team? Who's the real SWC champ? And I remember all your kids were raising the trophy. We're the best. And then Massac's like, well, we beat Newtown, and Newtown beat you. So who is the best? And it became this big debate. Everyone went on to win state. Well, you and Massac went on to win state, right?
Yeah.
Or you?
I think that's in Massac both.
You beat Ledyard to get to the state final and beat the state championship. But it just became the great debate. We had a great debate with the twins and the Massac guys. Everybody, it was great. Those were the days.
It was, every game they'd be yelling at you out the bus windows.
Yeah. Some things have never changed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that was especially like, and they're all coming to me like I'm the judge. Like I got to judge.
Yeah. Why aren't you getting us higher in the poll?
Yeah. I had the Elite 8 back then. It was like, why are we in the Elite 8? My goodness.
Yeah. No, listen, I think the whole league, obviously the SWC isn't the only, league here that this is going on. I mean, the SPX got, crazy stuff going on. The NVL's got a bunch of crazy stuff.
The NVL is just as weird as you guys are. Don't worry.
And then, the CCC, SCC, they're so big those guys and all their different tiers. And, it's really hard to get a handle on where everybody is. And, you always want to say, okay, well, they beat them, so that make us. But, it's high school football, man. You don't know what goes on week to week with these kids and who's got what going on and all that other stuff. And,
are you disappointed you're not playing Newtown this year?
It
must be.
Yes and no. Listen, I love playing. I grew up playing Newtown. That was,
Yeah, you're right next door.
90s, man, we had some great battles, man. Brookfield and Newtown. I mean, as a player, I remember it was like 2 weeks to recover from those games, in terms of the hitting and stuff. And, so we haven't, I think the last time we played, I think it was Coach A's last year. I think 2018,
Right.
we lost, I think we lost 7 points. I think Ben Mason's brother was the running back there. And
That's right.
I think Drew Tarantino was the quarterback at that time. And, we lost by 7 points to them at home. And I think it was the last time we played. And, so I love the rivalry. To me, that it always got a little something special. The kids don't understand that rivalry because, when they go all the way up to double L and then, the whole, kind of arranging, which, I get. So, yeah, I mean, in one aspect, I do miss playing them. And then on the other hand, listen, we got an opportunity to, play Massac again. And, that was a good game last year. Like I said, they did a great job. And, our kids did a great job. But, it is nice to, kind of have that opportunity to kind of go back and say, okay, where are we at, so.
Yeah, one less potential loss you don't have to worry about, I guess. Right? Or potential win, but so, anyway, I'd love to see you guys playing those teams. Well, I'm not saying you're going to lose to them. I'm just saying, I mean, there's a danger. You're gonna get a tough schedule. You don't need that. Accusation. Come on.
Well, back in the day, we had to do that, man.
I know. I miss you. I missed the old SWC championship. I don't know how you did it. How we did it. It made no sense. In fact, I remember arguing with Dave Johnson, Benell. I'm like, no, Newtown just beat these guys that game. I'm on the sidelines. I'm like, Newtown just beat these guys. Why do they got to beat them again? Oh, the kids love it. And that's his exact quote. Oh, the kids love it and everything. I'm like,
yeah. Well, I mean, listen, we had to play Newtown. Yeah, like you said, we had to play Newtown twice and Massac that year. And we're just a little class M, and they were both, either double L or L. But that was one of those good things. You got out of the SWC back then, and you got into playoffs. You felt tested, and that kind of gave you a little oomph going into the playoffs, and you felt good about it. So,
well, it's I don't just to kind of quickly before we wrap up here. I mean you're in a monster division. I mean, I don't need to tell you that, but you see North Haven's kind of falling back a bit. You're like, woof, okay, But I mean, I know Law's hanging in there. You beat them up, and they were at your game against Benell. You got Rockville in there. I mean, St. Joseph. Oh goodness, Lions and Tigers and Bears. Oh my,
Yeah. I mean, listen, you're gonna do it, right? You want to do it with a challenge, and we look forward to that. I know, Hand and Coach Haley down there at Law, old Massac guy, right? He does a great job down there with those guys, and we're just we got to get there, and when we do, we'll figure out how this all shakes out and kind of keep going. But
get there, figure it out, and then we'll figure it out.
yeah, and then you guys can sit around and try to figure out all that whole big mess.
All right, well, Coach,
we're very good at that. We're very good at that.
Yeah,
it's not getting any easier, man.
It's really
nowadays you used to have some teams that played bigger schools and you can kind of compare a little bit better, and now you're not getting that, so you got to look at everything. And
at this point last season, I think there were only 6 unbeaten teams left in the state.
Yeah,
and there's like 15 right now.
Is there? It's like 12.
Something like that. It might be. We might have lost a couple this weekend.
We did,
but
there might be 12. I think it's like 12.
Yeah, but
a lot. 3 of them are in your division, though, including you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we're looking forward to it, and we got, my staff's been around for a long time. Got Bob Drysdale, our D coordinator, Billy Thompson, our offense coordinator. He was part of the three-time we made it to the state championships, but we lost to Hand. Matt, he was part of that team, the Luchas teams, and got Andy McVeigh, all these other guys who their kids have played on good teams for us. So, like I said, we're all looking forward to it, and it's a good time of year, and it's a good place to be right now.
I'll tell you, the first football championship I got to cover was you guys in the snow
Oh yeah.
in
Oh.
2013.
You were the only team who
And
played
then-
that day.
No,
you
there's
guys
two teams.
were.
You and Darien Buchanan played.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Oh yeah, but at Central, that was the only game. I remember I
Yeah.
drove from Torrington, and then I was there. I don't know where I was in 14, but I remember in 15 at Ken Strong when you guys played New Fairfield, and I
Yeah.
confidently said on the old podcast, I confidently said that New Fairfield was going to win that game.
I think I picked it. Too.
Keep picking them.
Yeah, but that was a big moment. They went for it on 4th down, New Fairfield, and they rolled the dice. They didn't get. I think Big Sexy was in on the tackle or something like that.
Yeah.
Those teams were fun.
Oh my God!
Oh, it was so much fun.
And
Well,
then they gave Drysdale the ball, and he took it to the house. That was it. Game
Yeah.
over. 21.
I mean, that was a crazy year. That was that we played the first game of the season. That came down to they got first and goal from the 4, and we stopped them to win that game.
Right.
First game of the season.
Oh, I forget all.
And then it all comes full circle to the last game, and Anthony Fada did a great job over there with those guys, and
Yeah,
you know.
OG Ball Hawk and
Oh, yeah.
nicknames.
Oh my God, they were fun. That whole SWC year was very fun.
Yeah, it was very fun.
yeah.
You know,
So-
and
then-
Big Sexy
and
put
then
me in the
I
yearbook.
left. And then I
Yeah.
left Ken Strong. I was like, oh, I don't need to stay in New Canaan, North Haven. I'll go up to New Britain to watch Darien and Shelton. It was 21-0, 3 minutes in, and I was like, I probably should have stayed in West Haven.
I was gonna say Big Sexy put me in his yearbook quote or something.
Yes, he did. I think he was great. He was a piece of work, man.
If you see him, tell him I said hi. That was
I
great.
will. They're usually around Thanksgiving. Those guys all start.
Yeah.
coming in.
Oh, maybe I'll show up. Who knows?
They had a big wedding a couple weekends ago, and those
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
will get
cool.
together.
God,
They're
no.
getting old. Next thing you know, they'll be popping kids out, and someone will be playing for you, Brian. My goodness.
Ugh,
I mean, along with your son, is he playing? You saw him on the sidelines there.
yeah. He's he just finished his first year tackle football,
All right.
so he's enjoying it. And then I got a couple buddies who are still in town. Their kids are now on the team. Guys I played with in '95, and it's funny. It's weird.
Time keeps rolling along, but
Yeah, I got to do this for another. Let's see, he's 8, so I got to do this for at least another 20 years, 10 years, or
yeah.
younger one after him.
Oh my goodness. All right, Coach. But thank you for joining us a little bit here on this. It's getting dark early. We're into the deep depths of the high school football season. You guys are playing great, and we're sure to see you guys this week and down the road. So good luck and.
Yeah, thank you, fellas. I appreciate it. Thanks for everything you guys do for the kids, man. It's good for football. It's good for Connecticut football.
We love them.
It's good getting them out there. So
All right.
you.
Thanks,
Be
Brian.
good, my friend. All
All
right.
right, take care. I'll see you.
Later.